Hello, and welcome to Tea and Cornbread, a conversation with Sean and Tracy. I am Sean,
And I'm Tracy.
and we are talking to you all that are 50 and fabulous.
And don't forget handsome.
And we want you to know that we want to get some education happening,
Yes.
some empowerment.
We want to grow with you. We want to learn with you. We want to see what you're doing, 50 and over.
So like, share, comment, follow, subscribe,
Grab your
and
tea.
grab your tea. Hey, this is Tea and Cornbread. Hi, Tracy.
Hey, my sister Sean.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I can't complain.
Ain't no sense of complaining, girl. We just gonna figure it out.
That's it. This is the holiday season already for 2024. We are at the end of 2024.
November 24th.
This is crazy. We had a great year so far.
We have.
We're gonna recap in December, but we had a great year so far. And so today it's just you and me.
Just
today.
you and me.
Just you and me. So how was your weekend? What'd you do?
What did I do? Yesterday, I went and visited our sister sub club, Double Dutch in New Haven.
Oh, okay.
That's what I did yesterday. That was very nice. Yeah, yeah. They had a new member that came out, and she really enjoyed herself. And that's what you want to see.
Yeah.
That sisterhood, that camaraderie, people really enjoying. We went back to being little kids, at our
That's what it's
ages,
all
40
about.
and over. We really go back to being little kids, remembering little things that we did. How about you?
I did nothing.
Nothing.
I visited my cousins because we had a death in the family.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So I visited my cousins. And,
Okay.
And it was great being there, and we had good conversation and
Nice.
everything like that. But yeah, that's what's happening. But today, tell us where we're going to be today.
Today we're going to touch upon a lot of things. One of the main things we're going to touch upon is the studio we're sitting in, Brass City TV.
Yes, Brass City TV.
You can find it at brasscitytv.org. So go out there. Transformation. Yes, like Sean said, they are rebranding. So Brass City TV, you'll probably hear us saying that throughout our broadcasts. But that's where we're sitting in the studios of. We're very proud and thankful to be here.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you to Al, the producer, and the executive director, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm not positive.
Don't worry, we're going to have him up here. He's going to tell us all about it soon.
Yes.
We also want to talk about November. We're going to touch a little bit information on diabetes. We were going to say this. We are not doctors. We are nurses. No. We are just passing on information that we've read upon that we thought would be helpful to our audience out there. So, what else would we be talking about? Our contest.
We're going
to talk about our contest. We are excited. And then we'll do a little touch on the holiday blues. We'll, like the stress and the depression, the winter blues, things people may be going through. And hopefully we'll cheer you up a little bit. Stay in touch with people you love and around family and friends.
Yes.
So just a little snippet of what's going to happen over the next few minutes.
But we're going to do what we normally do. We're going to start off with our devotional reading. And then we're going to breathe, and then we're going to jump on in.
Yes.
So we are reading from Jesus is Calling. Today is November 24th, 2024. Thankfulness takes the sting out of adversity. That is why I have instructed you to give thanks for everything. There is an element of mystery in this transaction. You give me thanks regardless of your feelings, and I give you joy regardless of your circumstances. This is a spiritual act of obedience, at times blind obedience. For people who don't know me intimately, it can seem irrational and even impossible to thank me for heart-rending hardships. Nonetheless, those who obey me in this way are invariably blessed, even though difficulties may remain. Thankfulness opens your heart to my presence, your mind to my thoughts. You may still be in the same place with the same set of circumstances, but it is as if a light has been switched on, enabling you to see from my perspective. It is this light of my presence that removes the sting from adversity. This is from Ephesians 5:20, Psalms 118:1, and Psalms 89:15. And that's
Okay.
from Jesus and Calling. Amen.
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 Yes.
All right, so then we're going to breathe.
Yes, let's.
We have clarity. I swear
We already
we're
put it on our palms, even though we didn't do it
We're
in
going to
front of
bring
you.
out something different next time.
Well,
we say
no,
it all
that's
the
what works
time.
for me. Because
Okay.
for me it does.
She's a creature of habit.
I am.
I like a little change.
Well, wait a minute. I like a little change sometimes. I just like clarity, though.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to do our deep breathing. We're going to breathe in and bring our cortisol levels down, our nervousness down. Our feet are flat. We're sitting straight up. We're going to inhale through our nose and exhale through our mouth. We're going to inhale our intention for today's conversation and exhale all that doesn't serve us. Our intention today is just to give you some information that will help you make great decisions for yourself. All right.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Trey.
Okay. We have, like I said, we have little tidbits of information that we wanted to share. And November being Diabetes Month, one of the things we wanted to say in doing our research is that 38 million adult Americans are affected. Some of them remain undiagnosed. That's very important. And people should be aware of what their numbers are. You should be going to the doctor, as you're able to. It says another 97 million adults have pre-diabetes. Those numbers are astonishing to me. So, again, we preference that we're not doctors. We're not here pushing any kind of medicines or do's or don'ts. We also wanted to just awareness. There are 3 different types of diabetes. There's diabetes 1, there's type 2 diabetes, and there's gestational diabetes. Again, we urge you to do your research to see and explore, and touch upon those 3 different types of diabetes, how it may affect you or someone in your family. We were talking earlier how back in the day, when we were growing up, what was it called, Sean? Sugar.
Sugar.
We heard our parents and grandparents talking about that, whether it be a family member or a friend that may have had it. We just want you to be aware of what goes into your mouth this holiday season, and it's that time, because I'm already thinking what I'm making sweet for Thursday. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Sean is like, no, but
Well,
I'm
not
going to.
necessarily. I'm not going to say that. You can't speak for me.
What you gonna say about my cream cheese?
Your
pound cake.
Your cream cheese pound cake. Mm-hmm. No, just be aware. You can still indulge and you can still enjoy yourself, but be aware, because what we tend to do at this time is overeat. We tend to overeat, and I just did a class called Tame Your Cravings, and this was
class?
right on time. Yep, it was right on time, because one of the things that you can do if you are if you have been diagnosed with any of these things, you want to be aware. Don't throw yourself into a tizzy for overeating, because I noticed, family members that have it, right? And Thanksgiving, they would just eat.
Go all out.
Crazy, and they would be so sick by the end of the night, not even tomorrow, not even the next day. They'd be sick by the end of the night. So set yourself up for success so you can enjoy yourself and you don't have to be sick. Go. And the way you can do that is drinking your water, lemon water early in the morning, drink as much as possible, and also eat, some great food like some fruits and vegetables before you go to dinner. Before you have dinner. And that's going to curb your craving to sit there and want to gorge. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because that's what happens is we sit and we gorge.
It's that day that people think it's all out. It's Thanksgiving. I can do this.
Exactly. And this is that time of year, too, when people are in the hospital. The hospitals are full this time of year, because people overindulge. Yeah. And when they do that, they set themselves up for, sickness for the whole winter.
Right.
That's where winter blues comes into. People don't understand that when we're eating, so sugar really, I mean, junk food, we eat the most junk food this time of year.
Right.
From October till now, right?
October to
till
Easter,
to April to
April.
Easter, right?
Yeah.
And that's because uh, the most junk food is bought at this time of year. Candy, sweets, people are making candies and pies and things like that, which are not good for us. But you can still have it
In
if
moderation.
you set yourself up for
Yeah.
success, right? So, like for instance, I don't eat macaroni and cheese all year round, but Thanksgiving I eat it.
There you go.
But I'm not eating a huge bowl of it. It's not like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're not
And I
going
know what
overboard
I'm
with
gonna
it.
feel like the next
Yeah.
morning. I do feel congested and all that the next morning. But what I want to just say to people that are out there that are different, that are suffering from any type of inflammatory or disease, food is the reason why we have these diseases most times. Not all times. And I'm not a doctor, okay? But what I do know is you are what you eat. So if you're eating food that has no nutritional value, your body, you're not going to have any nutritional value, and your body's not going to assimilate it the right way, and that's where you get all the sickness and things like that. So have your sweets. Have that one thing that like for me, it's sweet potato pie. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have my sweet potato pie
Okay.
this season, right? I'm not gonna have a whole pie. I'll have a piece of pie. So that makes
Well,
a
somebody
difference.
has a whole pie. That's.
I mean, but for
know.
people that try to stay away from it all year round, and then this time comes and they go, I can have it because I haven't had it in months, or I can have it because da 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 da.
Yeah.
And then they end up sick the next day.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to be sick, right, those are the things that you want to take heed, is be aware and set yourself up for success. Like I said,
Yeah.
Eating good food first, eat your vegetables first, and then when you get to whatever it is that's not good for you, you usually will not sit and overindulge because you're not that hungry.
Right.
And it's mind over matter. Be intentional about it.
There you go.
Be intentional.
There you go. Another thing that we came upon at doing our research is the highest hit cities in Connecticut are Bridgeport, Hartford, and Waterbury. And that speaks volumes. So again, we want to say, do your research, do your reading, and we're just throwing these little things out there so you will go and investigate.
Investigate.
One of the things my father used to always say is, believe some of what you read and half of what you hear. So you need to make your own determination. Even with Sean and I sitting here and giving you, things that we read up on and the sources that we use. Maybe there's a different source that you may use and that may show a little different, or you may get a different understanding of what we're telling you here. So with that, diabetes, it can lead to other ailments too. So like Sean said, eat better, do better.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And one of the things that when talking about that, and we're always going to talk about the co-op. We're always going to talk about wellness. And
Well, that's a part of
another
it.
reason,
It's
right.
an extension of,
Exactly. That's one of the reasons why, and because Waterbury is one of the places that has the highest diabetes rate, and it's in the areas where people don't have access to real good food. And so that's another reason why the co-op is going to be so important.
Needs to be in the inner city where people have access to it.
Right. And buying things from the farms and, that are closer, that are grown and, that are not genetically modified and things like that. One of the other things is just making sure that, it's easy. We think it's not easy, but it is, because processed foods is easier to grab and go, right? But it's not easy on our pockets. We think it's cheaper to eat.
In the long run,
junk
it's not,
food.
because you
It's
got to see that
not.
doctor.
It's not. You have to go and, so you want to be aware of what you're doing and just make one step at a time, one change at a time, one day, 1 minute, 1 hour at a time. And when you're doing that, you'll be surprised on how you start to feel better. You know what I mean? You'll start to feel better by just making those small increment changes. And, going back to, I'm all over the place.
No, you're not. No,
But
you're not. Stop
going
that.
back to our neighborhoods, right, and doing that, there's farmers markets, there's the farms like in Cheshire and even Jarjuras. You don't even have to go to Cheshire. You can go to Jarjuras. Jarjuras has great produce. Go to Jarjuras. They're open. I think they're not open on Sundays and Wednesdays, I believe, but they're open every other day. And so start with your fresh fruits and vegetables. Cooking it for yourself is going to help with being better this winter and not having the winter blues and not being sick, not having to go
And it makes you aware of what you're putting in your mouth, the ingredients
Absolutely.
that you're using.
whole ingredients.
Yeah,
Whole
I think you pay
ingredients.
more attention to that, like you said, when you're cooking for yourself.
Right.
And you're introduced to different things too. Even what you guys do in your farm stands throughout the summer and the little different things that you may have had. We don't know everything, and we
Right.
don't know how to cook everything.
And we don't know everything
Yeah,
either,
so we
don't
learn
think we
from
do.
each other.
Right.
There's been times where people have said, "Oh, what is that, and how do you cook it?"
Right.
Oh, we don't know, but we can research it, or vice versa. People have walked up and said, "Hey, oh, this is what you do with
Right.
X, Y, and Z." So it's more of an educational aspect for yourself and for your loved ones. At the end of the day, as Sean always says, if you don't take care of your body, where you gonna live? And it's such a simple statement, but if you think about it, it's the truth. And we don't sit up here being perfectionists by any means, because
Not at all.
because I like my sweets like the next one does, but I also know I have to do it in moderation, and I can't do it every day or every weekend. I'm a woman of a certain age, so there's certain things that I know I just can't put in my body the way I used to, or I wasn't aware of. I don't want to say that I used to. I wasn't aware at 20 and 30 the do's and the don'ts of certain things. So
Right.
this is why we're trying to get in front of it and to educate. And I don't think that was due to lack of anybody. I don't want to put that on parents or grandparents. It's just that when we learn and we know better, we do better.
Right. But you got to remember, too, the society sets us up for programming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Well,
what kind
yeah,
of commercials do you
yep.
see?
Back to
What kind of
believing
advertisement
and reading,
do you see?
taking it for yourself.
Right. So the advertisement is for junk food. It's not for real food. You know what I mean? So, it's an individual thing, and you have to want and be intentional about making those changes if you want to feel better. You know what I mean? So if you're eating all this junk food and you don't feel good, and then the junk food is made to hijack our taste buds. Just so you know, right? So what they call it super processed food, right? And the chemicals that were in the foods back in the 70s, like our cereals and things like that, it didn't have as much as it does now. You know what I mean?
Some of those things you can't even pronounce.
Right, you can't
You got to go
pronounce it.
look it up to see what it means.
Well, it's a chemical. If you can't read it, don't eat it. That's the way I think about it.
You still should research it to see what it means so you'll know. You know
Right,
what I
the
mean?
pros and
Educate
cons.
yourself.
And also, when you're looking at side effects of medications, can be the culprits also.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, nah.
But just do your research, because some of the symptoms that you have that you're taking medications for, when you
Swap
look at
it out for different foods
no,
couldn't help
right,
it.
right. When you're looking at those symptoms, you go, wait a minute, I'm taking this for this. But the symptom is this that I'm taking it for.
Yeah.
So think about that, But you can always swap those things. You could swap out processed foods for good food that your body will metabolize and assimilate for nutrients. Think about that. So that's all. We don't want to really, we just want to give you some information.
Just a little bit,
on
tidbit.
just how to just
Yeah.
make some small increment changes, and just drinking water, believe it or not, add that lemon to it or coconut water. Those things, coconut water is high in electrolytes. So when people talk about, oh, I drink Gatorade for electrolytes and this, that, and other, no. Go to coconut water. Just do your own research for yourself, and making sure that, if you want to lose weight, if you want to, reduce pain or reduce inflammation, things like that, fruits and vegetables are going to be the ones. Water, fruits, and vegetables.
There you go. Simple.
It is simple.
Well, Should I say that? Yeah, simple things, simple changes, small changes. Maybe I
Small
shouldn't say
changes,
simple.
yeah.
I should say simple changes.
One
Like
thing at a
Sean said,
time.
one thing at a time. We're going to take one day at a time and make that small change.
You know how people say, I want to get off meat? And they do like Monday is meatless Monday for them. Simple things like that.
Simple
you know what I
things,
mean?
yeah.
But you have to be
It's not going to
intentional.
happen overnight, but
Not
you
at
just
all.
got to,
Not at all.
like she said, be intentional. Another thing we just wanted to talk about too is the holiday depression or the holiday blues that people go through. We
call
all
it winter
know
blues.
it's mental illness is real at the end of the day. And I think these months, November, December, January, probably highlight more so for people than any other time of the year. I think people put their face on, well, you know, I shouldn't say that. I think people go through stuff, depression, they get stressed out. It could be the simplest things. I know sometimes work could even play a factor into that. We just want you to also stay healthy and stay aware.
Yes.
Stay talking and knocking somebody on the shoulder saying, hey, can we talk?
Right.
Hey, get up and go outside for a walk. Get off the couch.
Sun.
Yes.
Even though it's cold outside.
Cold
still
outside,
go
and
outside
it
in the
gets
sun.
that sun goes down earlier,
Yeah.
and then, you know, like Sean was saying, your mind is programmed. I know how I feel when that sun goes down and I look at that clock and it's 4:00.
Right.
I'm ready to settle down and get ready for bed, but it's really not that time. So I have to keep myself moving and doing different things. So we just want you to get up, move around, talk to somebody, be it a friend, be a family member. Don't sit in it. And again, I can't say that it's easier or harder for somebody,
it's easier said than done.
but whatever works for you, we just don't want you to get stuck there.
Right.
That's all we're saying.
I know Christmas time for me is not a happy time. You know what I mean? And it never was. And for a long time, I didn't know what the root was. You know what I mean? But as I get older and, you know, learning things and knowing what your lifestyle, how your lifestyle plays an integral part about that in that too. You know what I mean? So I decided a few years ago that I would do Christmas Eve, you know, and have family over and things like that. And doing that made a big difference for me because Christmas I want to stay in my bed.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so being around it, like fellowshipping, bringing around people and family and things, you know, just force yourself out the house to be around family. You know, people, when you think about the loved ones you lost, you know.
I think that plays a big part. Like for me, that plays a big part.
Right. Holidays are when, you know, the people that you lost is who you would see. So you start thinking about that. But then think about the happy times. Think about when they were here. You know, it's really mindset, right? It's really, we are what we think. So if we think we're sad and we're being sad about something, you're going to be, right? But if you think about, like I think about my grandmother's sweet potato pie, and I am not a baker whatsoever, but I can make me a sweet potato pie because
Not
I
like
was
your
always
grandma.
with my grandmother.
Not
you know?
like your grandma.
I no, you know. But still,
Yeah.
even just recently, my sister made some bread, and I bit into that bread, and it brought me all the way back to 13 years old when my aunt used to make it all the time, right? And the crazy part is, I said, oh, man, this tastes just like my Aunt Flo's bread, you know, and I just started thinking about that time.
Yeah.
And it was so happy. And she passed away from cancer when I was 13, you know, so, and I saw that because I was always helping her out when, you know. And so instead of thinking her being sad about it, I thought about that grilled cheese sandwich she used to make on her little griddle, right? And I texted to my cousins and my brother, and Jason was like, I just had that conversation, you know. So
Yeah.
I say that to say, you know, start thinking about the happy times for that person that's missing, you know, those people that are missing during this time of year. It will make a difference in how you feel.
It's
definitely
funny
will
that
make a
she
difference in how you
even
feel.
said what she said and what we're talking about on the way in today. I got kind of emotional, and I'm sitting there looking at myself, and I'm literally got tears in my eyes. And I'm saying to myself, why are you so emotional today? Why are you so emotional today? Well, on topic, off topic, tomorrow is the 10th anniversary of Timothy's passing. So I don't think we sometimes, you know, that
The body doesn't
it just
forget.
hits us. Right. It just
doesn't
hits
forget.
you, you know. And I looked myself in the mirror and I said, stop it. You know, stop it. But I had to let it pass too, and I had to sit in it for a minute because I don't have to let it stop. I don't
Right,
have
exactly.
to. I had to sit in it for a minute, you know. And tomorrow will come, and I probably, and it not as, I hope this doesn't come out mean or nasty. I won't think about it. It hit me today, but tomorrow's date will come, and I probably, somebody's going to call me or somebody's going to text me, and that's going to be my reminder is what I'm going to say. I'm going through whatever I'm going through today, and I know it's about tomorrow.
But think about, okay, so think about, he was a jokester.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember Tim being a jokester,
Yeah.
right? Think about a funny time. Like, I know you guys laughed. You know what I'm saying? Think
No,
about
definitely.
Those times
Definitely.
That he, what kind of saying did he have? Or, that mannerism that he had that made you laugh all the time. And, and one thing about him, too, he was sharp all the time. He was sharp.
Still put creases in his pants. I
Right?
used to hate it. Oh.
He was sharp all the time. So, this is a great example of when we feel like this, right?
Something comes
It's
over
like
and you may not may not be able to explain it.
And then it goes, oh wait, that's why, But also just thinking about a happy time, a happy time. That's what works for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think about a happy time. My mother, used to come, and I'm crazy when it comes to food. If I see you eating craziness, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you gotta kind of look at her with the crooked eye sometimes. I think I'm used to her, and Cheryl said that. She's like, oh, you converted her. It's not that, but like you just pay attention sometimes, like you said, to what you're putting in your mouth.
Right. And that makes a difference too.
And how you feel.
And how you feel. Absolutely.
And how you feel.
Absolutely.
It really does. Because I know come Thursday and I'm eating sweets, I already know how I'm going to feel. I'm going to feel like I'm big as this table. For that moment.
Start off with your lemon water and some fruits and vegetables first.
But
and then you can have your sweets.
It's a lot going on these next few months is, basically what we're saying. But we don't want you to be unhappy. We want you to be happy. We want you to embrace your family that is here. And I'm speaking to myself when I say this, because I think I get emotional, not concentrated on a certain day. And I'm talking about Timothy because, it's Thanksgiving. Tomorrow's the day. So it happens to me more often than not when we lose loved ones that, played an integral part in our lives. But it's very important to stay open, honest, and communicating.
Yes.
Because I am one of those people that could shut down.
Oh, and I'll go find her.
Oh, she will. She's come and knocked on my door.
I will go find her. It's like,
you didn't answer the phone. You didn't answer the text.
Not today.
And I appreciate that. I do. So I'm telling people, don't do that. Get up off that couch, move around, spend time with your family and friends. You know what? Better yet, reach out to someone that you've been meaning to reach out to. If you just say, hey, how you doing? What's going on? I seen it somewhere that said, check on your strong friends.
Oh,
because you have those people that people say, she's good, she got it, or he's okay, he's always so strong. Those are the people that need to be checked on.
They're the ones. You know why?
Check on them.
Because they're the ones, like you said, are the strong ones. They don't show emotion.
Yeah.
They show like they have it all together.
Yeah.
And so you figure they're not going through nothing. So, but you're dumping on them because you know they can handle it, or they're going to give you, some encouraging words or whatever. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, we forgot to talk about something very important, and I know what she's about to say.
Minute.
Yes.
So
before we go,
right? We have a contest.
Yes.
That,
here's the tea, y'all. Here's the tea.
So we are looking for cornbread to go with our tea.
We're looking for the best cornbread.
The best cornbread. And so if you think that you make the best cornbread,
yes, please.
We are looking for your cornbread.
Yeah.
All right. So the contest, tell them about the contest.
Contest, we are looking for the best cornbread around because we get lots of questions. You are tea and cornbread and you guys don't have cornbread. We do. We don't have cornbread consistently. Sean has made some. I have made some. We have brought some. But what we're looking for is someone between now and December 31st to send a snippet of cornbreads, little small samples. We're going to have 4 judges that are going to judge that. And that person that we choose to be the best cornbread will be featured all month long on our podcast. We'll talk about that person. We won't give away your secrets, but we'll give your name, be it a personal. It does not have to be professional. It could be anybody that thinks they have the best cornbread.
Right.
And we're very excited about it. We have gotten some entries already. Well, people who are interested, and we'll be getting those samples in. Did I miss something?
We'll make the announcement. Yes. If you're local, you can reach out to us via email to bring the sample to us. We'll
will meet you.
December 31st is the last day.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're not local and you want to send samples, send it in a package with, send it in the package to P.O. Box 3194, Waterbury, Connecticut 06705, and address it Sean Johnson, SHAWNEJOHNSON. And we are looking for the best cornbread.
I'm
I
so
met
excited
somebody
about this.